Alright, so first up we got Freddy Fazbear. He's got Mike Toss, Pizza Wheel, Birthday, offense, defense, no healing, but you don't need everything, and especially in a first row character, that's really good. I'm gonna give him either A or S, probably S. I'm gonna err on the side of good. Bonnie's another one that's really easy to place for me. They have good attack, good healing. They, in my opinion, synergize really well with Freddy. I'm gonna give them an A. Easy. Chica's a dedicated healing character, and honestly, I just don't think healing is that good. It's pretty mid, so I'm going to be giving Chica a C. I used to be way harder on Chica, but honestly, I've been coming around to them. Foxy's another easy A tier. Jump Scare is really good against enemies. Hot Cheese is very good early game. And, Hook exists. This one I might get eaten alive for, but Toy Bonnie D tier. They're really good for prize ball strats, but I'm not a huge fan of that, and so they're not really good for much else. Chica's our first solid F tier character. I always think it's kind of funny how the toys are just objectively worse, despite them supposedly being super advanced, cool like animatronics and like the whole "we should pay them to protect you" line. Next up in the order is Mangle, who's pretty much useless, except they have the Popper's ability, which is the best ability in the game for obvious reasons. Finally done with the toy animatronics. Our next animatronic is obviously Springtrap. I think it's kind of crazy you can get him this early in progression. He should probably be later if I had to balance the game, but I don't. And so he's going right up there in S tier. Balloon Boy, I was stuck between A and B tier. I really wasn't sure, but then I remembered they had balloons, and balloons is like the worst attack in the game, so they got B tier. JJ also has balloons, but they make up for it for also having poppers, and I can't put poppers in anything lower than A tier. Up next is Phantom Chica. They have Unscrew, which is a wonderful attack. I really love the luck element. It keeps the game feeling fun and new on repeat playthroughs, which is really necessary given how many times we've played. But honestly, attacks like Toxic Bite and especially Sludge just bring it down to B tier. Now for one of the best characters in the game, Phantom Freddy. He has all of the debuff attacks, which in FNaF World, the debuff attacks are just crazy good, especially Sludge, with how it works in tandem with like Jump Scare and Haunting. You basically don't have the enemy attacking ever, and especially if you have some sort of like speed buff like you usually do at later points in the game. And at earlier points in the game you usually have like Birthday, which gives you a speed buff. You pretty much always have all of these debuffs active if you have Phantom Freddy in your party, so he's an easy S tier. Phantom BBF tier. Phantom Foxy is what Phantom Chica wishes she was. He's got Unscrew, which is that wonderful luck element I was talking about before. They've got Toxic Bite for damage over time, that's awesome. And they've got Jump Scare so you can stun lock bosses and enemies. I mean, what more could you want? For Wither Bonnie, I've never ran the numbers, but I've always felt like Pizza Wheel gives you more pizzas than Pizza Wheel 2 does. And it might come out to more damage, but I've always felt like Pizza Wheel does more damage. I-Beam's really fun to get crits on, but Unscrew brings it down, honestly, because it's just less RNG, and so it's less fun. So B tier. Next up, Golden Freddy, easy S tier. You'll see I have a strong bias towards the meta characters in speedrunning. You'll probably see all of them in S tier. Now, Nightmare Freddy, he's hard carried by Freddles and Sludge. Bite 2 is kind of useless at this point, but Freddles is awesome, and as I mentioned before, with Phantom Freddy, Sludge is amazing. Nightmare Bonnie is going to go in C tier for a similar reason to Phantom Mangle. Bad Pizza solo carries Nightmare Chica to S tier. No more explanation needed. Nightmare Fox is just kind of mid. Now you might expect the two Endos to go in S tier because they have Endo Army, but I'm going to put them in F tier for having Endo Army. It's because the Endo Army consistently misses against bosses. I'll actually put a clip up of a real run I got. This was a world record pace going into security, and then I got this RNG, and so yeah, F tier. Next up, we got a character with Bad Pizza, Toxic Bite, and Sludge. What can I say? Easy S tier. Next up, we got Endo Plush, famous for being a well-balanced and well-rounded character. I'm going to say A tier, easy. Next up, RWQFNAFASXC. They're infamous for being just a completely useless character. All their moves are just totally useless, especially for the stage of the game they're in. I mean, you can use Haunting, but that's like their only really useful move there. And it's very situational, so I'm going to put them in D tier. Crying Child, another D tier. All they really have is gift boxes, which frankly I don't think I've ever used past casual, so yeah. Funtime Foxy, another disappointment. I mean, they have Happy Song 2, which is like okay healing, but I mean, at this point in the game, nothing really does that much damage, so it's not even that useful. Another B tier, I guess. Nightmare Fredbear, another one who's frankly carried by Freddles. I guess I'll put them in like A tier, yeah. I don't really have too much to say about Nightmare, but that does mean I really don't have too much to complain about Nightmare, so I say about probably C. Spring Bonnie is a lot like Funtime Foxy in that there's really only Happy Jam 2 with the healing going for them, but I just don't like the cut of their jibs, so they're going in D tier. This is a public service announcement. Please stop using Mimic Ball. Please, it hurts me on a personal level whenever you use Mimic Ball. Please stop using Mimic Ball. Please. Dee Dee's the next character, and they're alright. Getting a Pearl in less than 56 seconds makes me happier than I can possibly explain. So I'd say they're like an A tier character. Next is the classic Quick Backdrop 3. I think they're a little overpowered for where they are in progression, but honestly, I can't knock them down too much for that. They're a solid B tier character. Next is Flowers 5, and Flowers 5 is honestly just everything Quick Backdrop 3 tried to be, but better, and so they're an easy S tier character. Next up is Dance, and honestly, even before Scott added them as a playable character in Update 3, they were my favorite character, and so they're an easy S tier. Next up is Overlay, and they have the really unique ability of turning your 1 in 5 chance to get a character encounter into a 1 in 3 when you don't have the Find Characters chip, and this triggers... well, we all know when this triggers, and so yeah, definitely an S tier character. Next up, we got Code Found, a very unique one. It's I really appreciate that Scott went back in Update 3 and finally gave us what was inside the box all the time. And now that he cleared it up, it makes so much sense, and FNaF 4 is finally solved, so I really appreciate that. But the character is kind of useless in game, so D tier. Next up, we got Demo. Absolutely classic character. We got a C for classic. Next, we got Bear 5. This one always felt kind of fan service-y to me. I can't really put it any higher than C tier. Sparky the Dog is up next, and honestly, making him canon really ruined the fun to me, so I gotta put him in F tier. Sorry. CMR Woke is up next, and I mean, they were a good laugh for a while, but I feel like the joke is up at this point, and so I can't put them really all too high. Next is the sea monster from Spore, and they're a really good character. I really appreciate this crossover. Spore is one of my favorite childhood games, and so it was really nice to see them reimagined in a new game. So I rank them pretty highly. Next is my actual dog. I really appreciate that Scott was willing to reach out and collaborate with me. I really love his game, and I know he really loves all my videos and speedruns. So I really appreciate this collaboration. And my dog's just amazing, so he easily gets S tier. Now, last but certainly not least, we have the second order nonlinear ordinary differential equation y double prime times e to the inverse hyperbolic tangent of x plus cosine y times x equals 16. Most people don't really take the time to even like graph this out, since it's like such a simple equation. So I'll put on screen what I have for the token. It's got graphs of possible sampling solutions on top, and a couple clearer ones on bottom, since the top ones are overlapping. But I really do appreciate that Scott has some faith in his community to at least do some very basic differential equations. I mean, this one's really not even that difficult. You might even learn it in a basic algebra course. Yeah, so I do really appreciate educating the masses, and I'll put this one in a solid A tier.